Welcome to the Transformational Soul Show with your host, Ruth Soltman. Are you ready to experience more stability in your life? You can change your life and be who you are meant to be, your authentic self.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Transformational Soul. My name is Ruth Soltman, and I am coming to you live right now through the magic streaming of Rumble, X, BitChute, and YouTube. I want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. I want to say hello to a few people that are already here and waiting. Hello, Carol Ann and Robert and Richard. Thank you so much for being here. It is my 5-year anniversary. I've been with Goldylocks now for 5 years, and it was exactly 5 years to the day that I did my first show. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this journey with me. Please hit the like and the thumbs up button. Thank you, Carol Ann. Thank you, everybody. And please share the show information. I'm very grateful. And like these beautiful people here did, please say hello in the comments and I can welcome you. I would love to hear from you. I invite you to check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. It's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, N as in Nancy.com. And you can go to my website and you'll find out information on my books, oracle cards, services. You will also find a page that is just for my holiday specials. And there's several of them on there, and they're really good deals. And, if you look around a little bit, you'll see some things that are, coming in the next month or so. So check all that out. Come and join the Goldylocks Productions group on Telegram, because we are going to be on Holy Days break at the end of this month. And it's a great way to stay in touch with all of us. So come on over there and join the group. And it is by invitation only. And the link is in the show description, the show information. Now, while you are, doing your Christmas shopping, remember, to keep in mind small businesses. And keep in mind Goldylocks Productions, because they have an online store. And you can get some really awesome stuff in the Goldylocks shop. So check that out. And also the Goldylocks Productions Oracle cards. I know you guys are familiar with those because we all have used them on our shows. But you can get a message from one of us every single day in the privacy of your home. And they make a really great gift. Thank you for those who joined us this past Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. The next one is scheduled for Saturday, December 20th at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the last Spiritual Message Circle and the last Goldylocks show of 2025. We'll be on our Holy Days break after that until I believe it's January 4th when we kick it off with Tiffany's show. So Tiffany, let me know if that's incorrect, because that's how I have it on my calendar. So mark it on your calendar so you don't miss out. If you feel moved to do so, you may give a tip or a donation via my Venmo or Rumble Rant on Rumble. It does help me to cover the cost of my show every month. And I want to say thank you very much to Jan for your gracious donation before the show. I did receive that. I am not sure if there's going to be enough time to give you a message during the show, but if there isn't, then I'm going to get a hold of you afterwards with your message. So you will still get your message, and thank you very much for your generous donation. So I want to wish a happy birthday to everyone celebrating a birthday this week. Enjoy your special day, and please note, I'm letting you guys all know ahead of time, Monday is Carol Ann Carey's birthday. So she'll be having a show tomorrow and then next Thursday. So just make sure, you send her your birthday wishes. She's going to have it. She's already been, gotten flowers and stuff all ready for her birthday. Such a special lady. Let's send out some love, light, and prayers and healing energy to Robin McGuire and her son, Caroline Carey's daughter Carrie, and Caroline's sister Ginny, Joyce and her family, Maureen, Brandon, Jamie, Heidi, William, Tommy, Josh, Harley, Patty, Sarah and her family, Jamie, Patricia, Melissa Parks and her family, Devin, Jill, Roy, Laura and her husband, Tiffany, George and their family, Carol, Susan, Bob, Diane, Julie, and their families, and to all those who are in need or who need a little bit extra right now. You are welcome, Carol Ann. Very happy early birthday to you. Laura, Jill, and Roy, watching over on Rumble, welcome. Happy you could be here. Oh, thank you, Laura. Remember to catch our show Sunday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm sure you guys are pretty familiar with that by now, unless you've just started watching Goldylocks. But we have a show every night, Sunday through Friday, 8 p.m. It's a couple times on Saturdays, a couple times a month, but that's a special show. They're all special shows, but that one we have more people on it. Let's put it that way. And, we have the 3 during the day. Laura's on Tuesdays. A-Lift Show Musical Life on Thursdays. And then we have Marsha Culver's audio-only podcast, The Mile, which is on Wednesdays. Laura and A-Lift, their next shows will be in 2026, so I'm not going to worry about giving you the times and everything right now. Those who follow already know, and there's a good chance you're not going to be sitting there writing it down as I'm telling you. So I'll just remind everybody when we come back from the break. You can support our shows in many different ways, sharing the show information. You can write a review about the show. You can sponsor a show. You can tell your friends about it. Now, if you wanted to write a review, what you would do is you would write that out and send it to Tiffany and her email, and she will put it on her website. So her email is, I'm going to spell it out for you, GNOSTICHEALING37 at gmail.com. Let's see. And you can also become a Goldylocks VIP. That would be a great goal to set for 2026. For less than the price of a cup of coffee, you could be a VIP member, and you get a special show a couple times a month. That's just for the VIPs. My 7-day Christmas giving is going to begin tomorrow, and it's on Facebook, and it ends on the 17th, which is the day of my Christmas raffle and giveaway show. And speaking of Christmas, it's only 15 days until Christmas, so that's pretty darn exciting. Now, for the raffle, I have this beautiful stocking, and it's going to be filled with some goodies, and I'm going to get that information out on social media. Some people that I know like to participate, I will probably, contact you as well, in case, if I haven't seen you in a while, so that everybody gets a chance. I'm very excited about my special guest, Tiffany White Sage Woman. Now, she was here with us last week, and we had a blast. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. We did the special question and answer session, the Q&A, and we're going to do it again tonight. Let me tell you a little bit. This is just a teeny tiny bit about Tiffany, because I could sit here for the whole show and talk about her and all the stuff that she does. She's absolutely amazing. Tiffany White Sage Woman is a cosmic heart healing facilitator and a holistic health and wellness professional. She's also a spiritual intuitive and an ordained metaphysical interdenominational minister, and so much more. She is the owner of Goldylocks Temple of Healing and Goldylocks Productions. Tiffany produces live stream shows, podcasts, and events for those in the spiritual, metaphysical, and holistic professions. And she is the host of Spiritual Insights Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Goldylocks Production channels. You can check out her website at whitesagewoman.com. It's WHITESAGEWOMAN.com. So let's welcome Tiffany to the show.
Hello, Ruth. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Tiffany. Thank you so much for being here again. I greatly appreciate you.
Oh, thank you.
Very grateful for you.
And it's so funny because, I get so used to producing in the background. I'm like, la, la, la. Oh, crap. Wait, I'm going on. Right. I know. It's so funny.
Well, I know. It's funny because, all yesterday and today, I kept thinking I was supposed to be on Marsha's podcast.
Right.
And for some reason, I kept thinking it was this week, that it was the 17th. And I'm like, no, it's not till next week. It'll be okay. And I was running around like crazy today.
The energy's been very intense today. I just would like to say something real quick, is that Carol Ann's not having a show tomorrow night.
Oh,
So
she's
you're
not.
going to have to catch her next week for her big Christmas show. And so, yeah. So actually, I need to have it. I need to have tomorrow night off. So, yeah. So thank you, Carol Ann, for being so gracious and generous.
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah. I just wanted to clarify. No, I didn't tell anyone else yet. So other than her and I, we knew it. But
yeah.
So, and then if there is time, I'll jump in with you and we can give a message to Jan had donated, right?
Yes.
And anyone else who donates, maybe we both could give you a message.
That would be awesome.
Ooh, there you go.
That would be awesome.
So if you would like to donate, you could do that. Send your donations to Ruth. Ruth will let me know. Of course, we'll say something when she gets the donation. Anyone that donates, you have to donate in order to get a message tonight. Okay. And so I think all of us are going to have big Christmas shows or some kind of event next week. So please tune in. And then, and also too, Ruth, your giveaway or your raffle, that's your Venmo for your raffle too, right? And I know you have a PayPal, but.
Yes, Venmo and PayPal. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm going to give messages on the 14th and then maybe one or two gifts, some prizes. But the VIP show on the 17th, next Wednesday, is going to be a big VIP show, some nice Christmas giveaways. And so, if you want to become a VIP, take advantage of it now so you can participate in that.
Yeah. I remember the VIP Christmas show last year. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. You just need to be there in order to win something. But if you cannot be there, then you have to let me know. Mm-hmm. We just have a lot of VIPs. I'm not going to go through the list, and if a lot of them don't even participate, they just donate, which we're very grateful for everyone, all of our VIPs. So if you want to be included in that, you'll have to let me know. But you have to be one of our VIPs. So
yes, that is right.
Okay.
Let me look through my notes here.
And happy 5th anniversary!
Thank you. I was telling Tiffany before the show. I remember my first show. Like it was yesterday. It's hard to believe it's been 5 years. And thank you, Laura, for having me on your show and getting all this started. Laura Romero. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing I would like to talk about is you and I had talked about this, and I talked about this with a couple of other people about Reiki experiences, okay? Mm-hmm. Where when you start doing Reiki, the person's pain will increase before it decreases. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a lot of people who are watching that do Reiki. I'm not going to assume, but probably more than not, they've all had that experience at least once. And what you and I were talking about, you explained to me how we heal in reverse. And I was wondering if you could explain that for everyone, because you explained it so well. Like, I completely understood it when you're explaining it, but then when I tried to tell it to someone else, I'm like, I better ask Tiffany again.
Right. So it was interesting and a lot of us have been in the healing fields for a long time. We've never heard this until I heard it sitting in. I took a lot of homeopathic classes and courses last year and last fall. And I was just, this is where I heard this, that we heal in reverse, meaning that, so everything's a spiral. You have to, we know this in healing, that it just in working with the energies is that the energy is a spiral. It's never a straight line. So as we're spiraling up, all right, so as healing as we have disease, and look at how long we have been bombarded with disease or anything to take us off course, all right, to take us off balance. All right. And so think of every major pain point, write them down in your life. Okay. And so I'm just going to use myself as an example. Just, okay, so my very first pains was headaches, was the migraines, and then everything else kind of figured, whether it was my gallbladder, or whether it was, just started having all sorts of other issues. Okay. And so then where I am, I was like, oh my goodness, I want to start my healing now. So as you're healing, you're unraveling everything that has been done, and it's going to hit that last one I had. Oh, wow, the dizziness, okay. And then it's going to hit I feel it. I feel my, whether it's intestines, I feel like my liver, my gallbladder area, oh, wow, I'm feeling pings. I'm feeling, it doesn't hurt. I know it's not there. Whether it's phantom pain from healing, it can remove an organ, but that energy's still there. And then go back, and then all the way down, the migraines, oh, wow, a little flash, but nothing like it used to be. So it heals in reverse all the way back down to childhood trauma and injuries. So we're not getting worse. And this is where a lot of people may mistake that the healing didn't work. I felt worse. Well, it's because it was unraveling everything in the order in which you created disease until of where disease happened. So in order to recognize this, sit down and just think about through your life the major pain points. And in your healing, it's going to go in reverse. And you're going to be like, oh, I get it now. And to let it go. Keep breathing through it and let that happen. Don't stop it, or else you're going to have to go through it again.
Wow, I love that. And it makes perfect sense, too.
Yeah, it does.
I just had a light bulb moment when you talked about the gallbladder and phantom pain, because I had mine removed a whole lot of years ago. And every once in a while, I'll feel that. And I think to my first thought is, geez, if I didn't know that it was removed, I'd swear I'm having, issues with my gallbladder. Because you still have that. Yeah. Every once in a while.
Yep. The energy is still there. And we've heard about this phantom pain from veterans who have lost limbs, or anyone who's lost limbs. We had a beautiful veteran who has transitioned, who had lived across the street from the Korean War, and he lost one of his legs. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about that. We were talking about healing stuff, and he says one of the craziest things that still bothers him to this day is that so it was his left leg, and from the knee down, and he goes, my foot itches and I can't scratch it. Geez. That's the phantom pain, because the energy's still there. And so then I would do I would send him some Reiki healing, give him some healing, and he was like, oh, thank you, it stopped. So the itching. So
that would be enough to make you a little mad.
Well, right, and they just don't tell you that. They do not. We know this. Honor that we are energetic beings.
Right.
And so,
very true. Well, thank you for that. You explained that very, very well. Let me look at my list here. Okay, another thing that I see pop up all the time, and I know a lot of people have questions about it. I know you have talked about it on your show, but could you explain a little bit again what the AI or A1 Atlas thing is?
Yeah, sure. Well, I just want to say hi to yay! Jan popped in over on Rumble. Patty, hello, Samir.
Oh, hi, Patty
Hey,
and Samir and
how you
Jan.
doing? So Ruth is asking me some questions. You can listen to some of the questions. If y'all have any questions too, you can add to them. You can add and put them in the comments.
Definitely. Oh,
Or
yeah.
anything you want to share. Okay. Like, happy 5th show anniversary, Ruth. All right. So, and there's more. There's something swan, something. There's a lot of, don't be distracted by all of this. We are surrounded. This solar system is heavily guarded. No one's coming through who's malicious. All right, they're not letting that happen. We have this whole solar system has ascended already. It is in the fifth. All right, is in the fifth dimension, and so there's no way they're going to have this, fall back into the wrong hands again. We're in this rebuilding. This is beautiful energies, and so there's so many different theories on what it can be. And so just know, though, that it's benevolent, because it wouldn't be here if it wasn't.
Good to know.
And so I feel like we have to be careful not to be too distracted by anything, positive or negative. We just want to stay the course. It's something that's going to make you, dwell on something for longer than 2 minutes. That's enough. You know what I mean? So it's, yeah, and it just seemed lately for weeks, maybe even a month or so, just months, that's all you hear, whether it's UFO community or spiritual community, metaphysical communities. They want to talk about this and what they think it is, this, that, and the other. And it's like, oh, I'm not even going to give my time to watch those things. And it's just because I'm not, those of us who are the healers, we're very careful with our energy, and we're not going to sit there and sit in something that we don't vibe with. So,
And earlier, I think I heard you say this multiple times, and it may have been more than just this year, about how good is already won, and evil is just going to throw. So look at how much stuff this year has happened. All this stuff that's been coming up to distract people, to anger people, to make them look in the wrong direction. It's absolutely insane.
Right. Now remember, just as we heal in reverse, it's already happened in the upper frequencies. Now it's coming down, trickling down. All right. So yes, and you want to see if we won, sit in meditation and we the light. Absolutely. You really think Source Creator's gonna lose? Come on.
Yeah. So now that you brought up meditation, for somebody who has never meditated before, but maybe they hear that word all the time and they're like, I think I'm going to try that. How would you recommend that they start out if they've never meditated before?
Anything that you do that brings you to a calm, peaceful state is a meditation. I know that word meditation can cause some people to go, oh, because they visualize. What do you visualize first? Let's ask that. What do you visualize when the word meditation is said? Are you picturing some guru on a high mountaintop all day long? That's not meditation. If do what brings you joy and doesn't harm anyone else, and there you go. That takes you into the upper frequencies and into the higher octaves. And what is that? That could be music, that can be art, that can just, that is what raises the frequency. Absolutely. And that's what we're talking about. That's getting you into a meditative state. Anything that raises your frequency is a meditation, pretty much. Yeah.
Right.
So there's, as long as it's in a positive and harm none way, So
now, to somebody who might just be starting to figure out the truth of who they are, and they're just starting to embark on a spiritual journey, what advice could you give them to connect with their angels and their guides and their spirit team? Good night, Richard. Have a great night.
Good night, morning, Richard. Is to be present. Actually, what really helped is to get a journal and do question, and ask your question to your guidance team. And then write A for the answer and wait. And, if you think too hard, you're going to miss it. It's going to get easier and easier to the point that as soon as you're done writing the question, you already are hearing the answer come in, and hurry up and quickly writing the answer. So you can do that. And it's hearing is not like a voice. It's like it's a thought across our third eye. It feels like it's a thought from us, but it's just so darn good. And it's like, wow, I know that's not from me here. I know it's from either my higher self or my oversoul. And that's who we really want to connect with. And because that's the most important, is connecting with your higher self, with your oversoul. And then you'll be introduced to your whole guidance team, everyone else that's on that guidance team. A lot of you already know. It's your guardian angels. It is loved ones. It's, of course, let's not forget the elementals in nature and animal beings. All of them are there. And you just have to, and also our cosmic sisters and brothers, let's not forget them too. So we can have these type of conversations with them. And it's, I joke around and call that I'm having a board meeting today. I'm having a board meeting. Everyone, let's show up.
But don't let them all talk at once.
Well, no, because they have done that to me a couple of times on my show, and I'm like, I can't. No, you got to slow it down.
That's pretty funny. What is the difference between spirits and ghosts, or are they the same thing?
No, they're not the same thing. And right now, we're finding less and less. I've noticed the last couple of years, not too many ghosts. And so there's not too many ghosts left of those that are stuck in between the dimensions, those that are 1 foot here, 1 foot in the 4D. And then they are not, a lot of them, they can be benevolent, but or confused as to what's happening. And then of course we've seen some that aren't so happy or whatever, like the energies around prisons or old asylums, old hospitals, all that. Now, also too, I think a lot of people might get confused between a ghost and then the residual energy that's there. That you can see something play out, but it's an imprint. It's just an imprint. It's like a movie replaying. You can't converse with it. All right. Nice. There's no intelligent conversation with it. All right. It just replays and replays and replays. That's how you know that, okay, that's not a ghost. This is an imprint. And that is this planet's memory. All right. And so you get into these certain areas that are saturated, or this memory cell, and it starts replaying. And this planet, this realm has had so much imprinted upon her that everyone, wherever you are living, you can have it replay. And it just like, show me what happened here, going back into time, and what happened here. And those who you can do this. You can ask, hey, house, tell me the history, which you know so far. Go touch the ground, because the ground will have the most information, more than that before the house was built. And so it's fascinating. Nature will tell you the history, and then that's what you're seeing replayed. It's the imprint. You're connecting into that. And so spirit is, we appear as spirit when we are soul traveling. It's our spirit. It's who we are. In spirit form. And yeah, so that's the difference.
That makes a lot of sense. Do angels have free will?
Everyone does.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was just humans or...
Every being has free will. Every being has free will.
Awesome. What is the Mandela effect? I know people see different things that are the result of it, I guess you could say, but what is it actually?
where people will fight over, I remember something this way and then I remember it another way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is? That's proof that timelines have merged. Okay. You have two parallel universes coming back together, and in one universe it didn't run that way, and this one it did.
Isn't it unnerving sometimes?
That's all that proves is that we've all come back. It's all merged. So don't sit there and try to, I know what I know. Yeah. Absolutely you do. And so does that person. Neither one of you are wrong.
See, most people don't think that both of you can be right. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's it. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. But no, you're both correct because it's from different parallel universes. So yes, are very, very similar because every choice we make, it used to, not now. All right. Because for this whole ascension, we all had to come back, merge into this one big, beautiful timeline. But all of our parallel universes have come back to us, to our higher self, to our oversoul. But every big choice that we made, like, should I marry this person? You don't get married. Well, guess it here. I'm like, I'm not going to do that here. Well, you're just now in another parallel universe. You did. And that's going to run. So it's like all our options are running in different parallel universes. And see, you know, at the end, we get to see all the different choices. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool. And our soul learns so much faster. Wow. It's really fascinating. It's mind-blowing, really.
Yeah, I was thinking mind-blowing, yes. Have you ever seen the movie The Time Traveler's Wife? I think Rachel McAdams plays the wife.
I don't think I did.
And the guy's name is Henry. And she had been seeing him since she was a little girl or something. Anyways,
I did not see that movie. I wanted to see it, and I totally forgot. Thanks for reminding me.
It's a good movie. But I'm telling you, it gave me a splitting headache. Because the whole time travel thing just hurts my head. It's like I can't wrap my head around it yet. It's just so, I don't know. So crazy.
Go back and watch Doctor Who. Some Doctor Who's. Those are fun. Those are fun time travel ones. Well, they were till Disney took them over. That's just my opinion. Mm-hmm. I haven't watched it since then because it's like, oh, this is no.
Hi, Sarah. It's nice to see you here too. But yeah, that is a good movie, I think.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't mind watching it again. There's another really good one that was about whether he could travel back in time. And I could see the guy's face. I'm terrible with names. I'll think of it. I think it was like a 2-word title. He had kind of, I think, something Cumberbatch, I think might be his name. I'm not positive.
Oh, the one who played Doctor Strange?
Oh, I don't know.
On Marvel? Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll have to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because that was a movie that, like, there was nothing on, and I never heard of it, and I'm like, I'll just watch this, and it was so good. It was a gift that they had in their family that they could time travel.
Oh, that is cool.
And he would go back and change things. It was a pretty cool movie. I just have to figure out what it was called. If anybody out there has seen it, that would be great. Just drop that in the comments. Okay, so time travel. So I know every once in a while we see some of these people that say, you know, I'm from the year 3648 and blah, blah, blah. And never, ever a prediction that they have made has actually happened. You know, I mean, I know they're all fake. You know, the ones that like you see on, they make up their little memes and try to get views and all that.
So some of them are fake, and then some of them are, again, the Mandela effect. It happened on their timeline, on another timeline that they remember.
Do you know any of the ones I've ever seen? They've all been horrible things that happened. There's never been any positive thing at all.
So it's not on this timeline. It's not here. And so it's worst case scenario. And it's interesting because that's the first thing to present itself. And that's why it's very careful if you're going to channel and ask questions like that. You got to go through the 4D first. And there's a lot of, you're going to see the negative first. And so most people go, oh, especially if they've never gotten anything. I'm getting all this information. It must be accurate. Well, you're getting the negative stuff. You've got to keep going higher, keep going and validate what you're getting is real. And so some people they stop because they're getting something without further, wait a minute, let me really, because this doesn't feel right. Put it through the feelers. You know, yeah. and don't want it to work just to have more, to be more popular, more likes, more views, whatever. Come on,
Yeah.
just knock that off.
Yeah, when I see some of the stuff that's out there, it just kind of makes my head spin. Like, I can't believe these people are getting like hundreds of thousands of views. It's mind-boggling.
Well, it's, yeah.
So in any of these previous shows, did I ask you about the Titanic?
About the what?
The Titanic. Do you remember? I did?
Yes, I think you did, and that was another one of, at one timeline it sank and one it didn't, because there was some people, there's some people out there, and again, maybe it's the two timelines merging, that have newspaper art still, that has been, the family has held on to this, that it didn't sink, that it pulled into port and everyone got off the ship.
I've seen that.
And it's like, oh, okay. But in another one, it sank. In this one, it sank because it had the 3 billionaires that were for humanity, and they were targeted because they wanted to take down the big families. They were giving them opposition. They were like, no, 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 we're not going to do this. So they were an obstacle. And we know how they play obstacles. Oh, well, we're just going to have that, It's also very fishy how can something like that, unless it wasn't planned, happen? So.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what else I got here. What is the definition of a demon? What exactly are they? Is it negative energy? Is it an evil being?
Yeah. So it's from an evil consciousness. We have, and you got to think about that. It's a I can't even say it's a soul group because they don't have souls. So it's a soulless group, but it is an evil consciousness. And so just as there is the Christ consciousness, there is a antichrist consciousness. All right. And so that's what they're part of, and that just are about themselves, don't care about anyone else. So what this all is they're against God's law, source law, natural law, universal law. We've heard it called so many different things. And so, and that's what that is all of, no, not all, a lot of the galactic sisters and brothers, they follow and absolutely honor that cosmic law of one. All right. And we wouldn't harm each other, and you make sure everyone has enough and is taken care of, and that there's peace in this universe, and so forth. But there's those who do not, who is just all about chaos. But as soon as you kill or harm another being, you have violated God's natural law.
Wow.
It's just not a whole bunch of commandments. It's just very simple. Don't kill, don't harm, and make sure that your brother, that your sister is whole and complete. Is whole and complete. Is whole and complete. Make sure they're happy, mind, body, and soul. And in a very loving and compassionate way.
Yeah. Not really that hard.
Right. That's it.
Do we choose when we leave our bodies and go on to the next leg of our journey?
Yes.
And is that based more on like maybe where we are as far as our soul contract? I mean, can we leave before our soul contract is fulfilled, or?
Yeah, it's always negotiable. And there's Sylvia Brown had called them options. I think she called them options. Exit points. She called them exit points, and that we all have, like, I think 4 to 5, and the last one's non-negotiable. But you have certain points in your life to where you can go. This is why some people have near-death experiences, in that experience they go, and it's to help change and get them back on path. If they need it, they'll have it. If they don't need it, that's great. They'll keep right on going. But it's really our oversoul saying, "Hey, we got off track here. We got to remind you here. We got to get back on track somehow. So we're going to have a near-death experience, or we're going to have something that's going to startle you back, like electroshock you back into, oh man, okay, yeah, I've got to make some changes." And so I had one that it wasn't so near-death experience. And of all the places, it's funny actually, because, I don't like dentists, and it was in a dentist office. And I was having I forget what I was having done, but they had to knock me out with some gas because I have I don't have thick gums. So if you were to numb me, it doesn't last long. So they knocked me out with gas. And so it was supposed to be like an 1.5-hour procedure. And so it was, so I remember going out, and then I remember I'm floating over and watching my body. I'm like, oh, this is cool. I've done this before. But I'm looking at everything in the office, and just bear with me. You're how you are. And I'm looking, I'm like, look, the top of the cabinets are dusty. They need to undust these. So I'm like, because it's real high now, and I'm at the ceiling, and then I'm going through the ceiling, and then it's just, oh wow. Then there was this big, beautiful light being was standing there. And then a couple of the light beings that's always been around me were there. And then there were some others that were kind of, I couldn't really see them. And then there's this one tall being, and they weren't, they were very loving. The whole energy was like how you feel when you're around angels and in the very high frequency. I was so happy and joyful. I was skipping around. I was like, yay, and just running in circles or jumping. I'm like, oh my gosh, it feels so good. It feels so free. It's been so long. I felt this way. And the being's just standing there, and I'm like, oh, wow. Aren't you grumpy pants? Something like that. I was making a joke because they were serious. Doesn't mean they were mean. They're just, that one being was serious. And so then, and they were like, well, would you like to go now? And I'm like, would I like to go now? Where? I'm like, la, la, la. And then my light beings are kind of like, hey, pay attention to what he's saying. And I'm like, what? And this is like, and then this being was like, are you ready to leave? And I was like, oh, what, my life? I'm like, no, I'm nowhere near done. Plus my 2 sons are sitting in the waiting room.
Oh my gosh.
And their dad's out to sea. My husband's out to sea. So no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do that. I know I got more. Okay, that's all. We just needed you're not done. I'm like, absolutely not. And so, but it was a time when I was depressed and really going through some things. And so I think that was are you ready? I'm like, oh no, I'm not. I will turn this around. And so I did. I came back and I was so blown away. And I'm just like driving home, and I'm just looking at the boys and like, I love you all so much. And like, what's wrong with you? I love you so much. And I'm just like, I'm like, if I tell them, they're gonna think I'm crazy. I'm not gonna share that with them just yet. But it was, that was very profound. And I'm like, thank you for letting me be out. So that's what she's talking about. I had one of these exit points, and it can be so subtle that you avoid an accident. Maybe on the way you take a different route and you miss it, but you don't know that you missed it. When you think about when you make a sudden change, or maybe you were going to go travel, get on an airplane, go on a cruise ship, and you suddenly say, I'm not going to do it. What did you avoid? And later on, you can hear that maybe people on the cruise ship got sick, right? And then they had to go pull into a port for a while, ruin the whole trip, or something with a plane, which is kind of horrific. We don't even want to say that, but it happens, And so that can be just a very subtle. How do we know we haven't already? Just by us making that choice, we said, no, I'm still going. We're still going. We got this, so.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be such a traumatic near-death experience,
No, that's true. Yeah, and it could be something like you said that you miss and you don't even realize it. That's kind of crazy thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask you, have you ever seen that movie, It's a Wonderful Life?
Yes.
I love that movie.
I do too.
It's pretty long and stuff, but I just love how he got to go and see what the life of the people around him would have been like if he had not been born. Because people don't realize how much of a difference they actually make.
That's it. And
And
I
I
love
just
that
think,
movie too for that reason.
I know. I just think,
Yeah.
the first time I saw that movie, I know I was probably a little kid, but like I got it then. And every time I watch it, it's like it sinks a little deeper, and I just think it's so beautiful. I wish
Thank
everybody
you,
would
Carol
watch
Ann. Thank you, Carol Ann. Yes, I believe that is too, and just we never know.
it. I know.
And in sessions with someone, this will make me stop and think too. All right. In a healing session with a lady, there was another lady that came through, and there was this like trying to describe her, and then I was like, oh wait a minute, she worked at the convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady stopped and looked at me and goes, what? Where you got your gas and stopped at every morning? And she goes, she stopped. What happened to her? And I was like, she got ill and she passed. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she goes, but you don't know what she's saying is thank you. You made her day. You just coming in and talking to her and just smiling. You made a big difference in her life. And you have helped her by you doing that and giving her that love. It helped her to transition faster and easier. And it made me stop and think going, oh my gosh, holding that door for someone, smiling for someone really makes a huge difference.
It really does. It really does. You don't know if you're the only contact that person has had all day.
Right. And it's interesting, and I know Carol Ann can attest to this, is that as a medium, she probably has also, they just want to hear from their family or their loved one that had maybe just transitioned or I just want to hear from these specific people, not realizing that there's, other than your family, it's a crowded room. There's so many people that you even forgot that, that you walked by in a crowded area and you'd exchanged a smile or an energy exchange and you made a difference there. It's mind blowing just how many people you can make a difference for.
Yeah. Well, when you think about the people that have made a difference for you, whether it was like the tiniest thing in the world.
That's it.
One time when I was a little kid, we stopped by, my sister's godparents owned a party store. Not like where you get party decorations, but, convenience store, whatever they call them now.
Okay, yeah.
It was just called a party store then. And we lived close enough that we could walk up there. We'd go up there, with our change and stuff and get candy or whatever. And one time I didn't have enough money. And, I was like all embarrassed and everything. And then the person behind me, said, here, and gave them the rest of the change that I needed. Well, I still remember that. And I had to have been like 7 years old because that really made a difference for me, getting candy. But still, as a child, that made a huge difference.
And that's in the fact that you keep memory. Every time you have a memory, they're coming to you and just sending you more love. I want you to know that. When we have a memory of someone, it's because they're there. Because it can be out of the blue. Think about it, right? Oh, man, out of the blue. I remember this person. Why am I thinking about that now? Because you feel their energy, and they're trying to let you know, just give you a love note, just a little, hey, just giving you a shot of love.
I like that.
Thank you so much. And just think of, it could be a teacher who made a difference for you. So a mentor of any type, someone who just really, wow, that was so profound for me. And I wonder where they are now. I wonder what they're doing. Well, you know what? They're standing right beside you, giving you that memory. And it doesn't mean that they have passed on either, because it can just be maybe you're both thinking about it at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that energy exchange, so it's that energy ping. So, hello, Linnell.
Hi, Linnell. Nice to see you here. Now, I know there can be, I don't really want to say negative, but things that kind of like leave a bad taste in your mouth, that you might come across like that, just in like a few, like in 30 seconds that had an impact on you at the time. And maybe changed how you looked at something. For example, I worked at a church when I was pretty young, and I worked in the office, blah, blah, blah. And there was a phone call from someone. I don't even know who it was because I was new there. And I put them on hold to go get, a person of authority who knew what was going on. And I was told they should not be put on hold because they're very, very extra important because they donate a lot of money to the church. And I was just like, are you, I didn't even know what to say. But that like left a bad taste in my mouth. They're not any better than someone who's living on the street, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, exactly.
But I think that helped to reiterate that more how I really felt by seeing that experience like that. And it was a church, which like set the worst part for me.
I think that is actually validates that you are a light worker and a way shower because it didn't resonate with you. That's not your truth.
Oh no, it didn't at all.
That's not, and when something doesn't resonate with you, it's because it's not your truth. Whatever you're in alignment with, and I can tell you, all of us here, all the show hosts, all of us, all of the viewers here, right here and commenting, you are in alignment. You are in alignment with God's source creator, with, and working on your spirituality. And so, but yeah, you have to be true to you and your mission. And we can feel that when something is like, oh, no, that's not what I want. And it just propels you to go in another direction. But here's the thing too, is like, and that's great you mentioned that, this is a job. If your job make you miserable, make a change.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, I didn't stay there.
Otherwise, you're going to fall into that well. You're going to fall into that trap.
Yeah, because you don't want to be around that kind of energy.
No, you don't. But it's so, have we got so comfortable and so convenient as far, and just, hello, Marcia. Did you get home? Did you get home, Marcia? From her massive, her week long road trip. Yeah, Let's see. Samira says money has a language and is loud. You're right on.
That's very true.
Imagine a world with no money. It will suck. So capitalism is what it is. Makes the world work. Actually, you know what? There's always going to be an energy exchange. There's always going to be an energy exchange, whether it's with seashells, whether it's with buttons, whether it's with, hey, let me, let me do this for you in exchange for this. This is how we're used to, And so, yay, Marcia made it home safely.
Oh yeah, that's good.
But it's, and I'm just going to say this, look around, because worldwide, gold-backed currency, which is, which means something. But we're going back to, and it has to be in phases to where we can get to that point. A lot of us in this field, we already do an energy exchange. Hey, you know what? If you give me a healing session, I'll give you a reading session, right? Or well, let's just exchange sessions. Oh, sure, we'll do that. There you go. We're already doing that. And when we show everyone else how to do something like that too. And then if it's for a product, it should be, and this is where I think some people get kind of confused by that, because it's like, what's the value of this product and which it has to match? Well, then you fall into that mind trap. Then you fall into that worth. And it's just, if it comes, if it was created from someone, from their heart, which is creativity, you need that heart to create. We shouldn't sit there and question a dollar value on it.
Right.
Oh, that's beautiful. I made really cool necklaces for my trade. I love that.
I must be having a lot of childhood stuff come up, because when you first talked about that energy exchange, what flashed in my mind was I was probably like 5 or 6 years old at my grandma's house. And we used to color pictures and take it to the neighbor lady, because that was just her husband was gone. Like, I never even saw the man. And she'd be so touched by it, and she'd give us candy.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's what it just made me think of. But I noticed a lot of different things like from childhood have been popping up lately. Things that I like that I had forgotten about that, wasn't really a big deal or anything, but it's coming up.
And that's the thing, is it's something from the heart, and it's just, we got so commercialized too, is the homemade cards are still the best.
I know.
We don't need to go now. Cards are like $5 to $10.
I
you
know.
kidding me? That's insane.
I know.
I'd
rather put that money into the gift.
Well, that's it. That's it. And it's I kept everything, all the artwork that my boys did, and it's and I found out too, in clearing out, like with my parents and with my dad when he transitioned, and he kept everything. He kept everything that my sons did for him, and so it was just that his grandsons did for him. So it was just really heartwarming to know that. And then, like you said, I bet you that lady held on to those drawings because it's life.
Right.
You know what? It's life, and you hang that up on the refrigerator. That frequency, she's reminded of that loving frequency on a daily basis. And so, you know what? You have some elderly parent, some elderly neighbors or anything like that. Have your children do some coloring for them. You color for them. I mean, there's adult coloring books. There's another great way to get you into doing that meditative state. Adult coloring books. And so there's some coloring pencils and things, but it's when we exchange something like that's from heart to heart, you shouldn't put a value on it. Let's say that.
Exactly. It's priceless. When I was in like maybe 3rd or 4th grade, I got really sick and I missed like 2 or 3 weeks of school. I was real sick. And all the kids in my class made me get well cards.
Right?
And as far as I know, I still have them packed away somewhere.
Isn't that beautiful?
It was so awesome.
Yeah, I had that too. When you miss the school and the teacher would say, "Okay, let's write get little cards," and it makes a difference. It's like, I love that.
I know, I do too.
Love that.
Well, Tiffany, a lot of questions. We're almost out of time. Would you want to give Jan a message?
Yeah. Let's just put it out there real quick, because if we can go over not too much longer now, because but Jan had made a donation. And so we're going to give Jan, you still there over on Rumble? So we're both going to give you a message, but anyone that quickly make a donation to Ruth, and we'll both give you a message right now. So those that are paying attention, it's up there, Venmo, Ruth/Soltman on Venmo. If you send her a donation, you'll get a message from both of us. All right? So, like right here, right now. All right. So, Jan, you still here? Oh, she's probably yes, here. Okay, good. She's still here. All right, good. Yay! Did you want to go first, Ruth, or you want me to?
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So, Jan, I'm going to use some animal cards for you, because it's just nature and elementals, and just everyone just wants to come forward. So we're just going to use some animal cards for you here. What is the message for Jan's highest and greatest here? The cards pop up. I'll do a couple of them. Ooh, wow, you got some good ones here. Number 17. So the numbers, all right, 17 or 71. It can be in reverse order. Or 1 plus 7 is 8. So 8 is infinity. Oh, Samir just sent us $5 on Rumble. So Samir, you're next, okay? Crow spirit, hun. Co-create with spirit.
Ooh.
That's your first animal. And 2 popped out for you. And then you have a deer spirit, 18 or 81. 1 plus 8 is 9. So you have 8 and 9. And it's a deer. Bring a gentle touch to whatever you do. So you're co-creating with spirit, and then taking that beautiful touch, that soft touch, and with everything that you do. All right. So are you in the healing field? Do you do any type of, just your presence, being in your presence is very healing. And so I'm just going to say that. But there you go. That's the animals that's coming forward for you, the crow and the deer. And so I love that. That's for you. So. Yeah, 8 and 9. Linnell, that's right. Hey, Pooja.
Hi, Pooja. Thank you, Pooja. Thank you very much. Jan, the first card I got for you, you were finished, right, Tiffany?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh, no.
Stop caring about what they think. This is your life to love and live. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. You know, you are the one who gets to choose what you do, where you go, and what you say. Nobody else is living your life except for you, and no one else is even, walking in your shoes, even, a step. So don't let other people influence the decisions that you're making. Make sure they are what you truly desire and that they are for your best and highest good. And then you have to remember to take responsibility for your choices, because this is your life to live. Own it. See, we're getting a lot of that. This is your life. You do what you want. You do what pleases you, what makes you happy. You know, other people's happiness is not your job, not your responsibility, but yours is your responsibility and your job and a choice that you have to make every single day. So I hope that resonates with you, Jan. Thank you so much for being here.
Jan did say, she goes, sweet, thank you. She talks to crows. So look at
What?
that. See?
She what?
She talks to crows.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I love,
Awesome.
right? We learned something new. And I love that. Yeah. Well, they're acknowledging that. And then everything that Ruth had said. Yeah. I love it. That's nice that, Linnell, you're making dinner for your new older woman next door. That's so sweet.
That's very nice.
Yep. All right, Samir. Wait a minute. Jan's adding some more. Yes, making a move. And a few negative people, I instantly say, not my story. Don't be projecting. Thank you both. That's beautiful.
Good. That is awesome.
And Samir says, crow bears messages from ancestors and Indian wisdom. Oh, I love that, Samir. I love that. Absolutely. I agree. That's how I feel, too, with the crows. I love that.
Did you know that crows will hold a grudge?
Yes. They don't
like ever.
Well, they don't forget.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're your karma. They're like, oh, God, I'll never let you forget that. Yeah.
I don't know how people can hold a grudge. I think it takes way too much energy.
Yeah.
You know, it really does.
But if it's an animal, because they will mirror back to you.
Right.
And that's why they will mirror your energy. They'll give it right back. That's what I'm saying. Until you stop,
Yeah.
So. All right, Samir, you have a lot of great. You have the cards 59 or the number 5. If you drop the 9s, the rule of dropping the 9s. Number 5, and that's a star. I'm thinking of a 5-pointed star, which is a starfish spirit. Look at this beautiful starfish, got a feather on it. You're open it to finite possibilities. Open to infinite possibilities. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Open to infinite possibilities. Look at that beautiful star with a nice feather on there. You're open to infinite possibilities. 5 or a star. And then you have a I almost said a kingfisher. It's a sandpiper spirit. 5 + 1 is 6. It can be 51, 15, or 6. Be playful. And I know you've gotten this a lot too, is, you know what? Get out and play a little bit more. Okay? You've got that sandpiper spirit, so you need to play. All right? So there's infinite possibilities, but you've got to play too. And play gets us to that creative. If we have any creative blocks, go play. Go play, and that removes any blocks. You have to play. All right? And to get rid of that whole, no, all work and no play makes you successful. No, that's wrong. It makes you successful in getting off path and driving yourself nuts. But no, it does not. So go play. And you're getting all these beachy. I'm just thinking, hey, go hit the beach. Go hit the beach.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Samir, while you're hitting the beach, look around for look around and find some signs because the universe is speaking to you. And I think, sometimes we get so busy, we can just not even realize that what we are seeing or hearing or feeling or coming in contact with is actually a message or a sign that is meant for us. And sometimes, we might see something or hear something and think, wow, I wonder if that's about blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm not really sure. Well, ask the universe, ask them to clarify because they will. Ask them to make it so that you understand it and you know without a doubt. And they will do that for you. Because they're trying to communicate with you. Of course, they want to make sure you are getting the message. And the other card I got for you is stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. Everything isn't your job. Everything isn't your job. And, I know, I've been like that. There was times in my life when I was like that and I thought I was carrying the weight of everything. But that's not my job. It's not your job to fix this person or fix that person. That's their job. This is their learning experience, things they're going through. Um, but your job is to take care of you and your journey and what you are supposed to be doing. So don't carry around everybody else's stuff. Just let that stuff go because it's way too heavy anyway. So I hope that resonates with you.
Yay. Great messages. Thank you. Thank you so much, Samir. Thank you so much, Jan. That was great. We loved giving you those messages.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Woohoo. I love that. What a great team we make, Ruth.
What's that?
So what a great team.
Yeah. What you're having your show Sunday, right?
Yeah, I'm having my show Sunday. It's the last one before the break.
Right, that's right. I can't believe Christmas is already coming up.
I know we just got to get through this week, and then when we get to Sunday, it's just one more. It's we get to the 14th, and it's just that one more week, and then next week we could say, oh my goodness, in just several days we can say next week is Christmas week. That's what I'm trying to get to.
You know what I do is every year, because there's a lot of people in my family, and a lot of times I'll think I would love to get this for them or that for them, and then I'll get something else and I won't because I thought about it so much, I'm not sure if I really got it or not, and then I'll think about getting it the next year. So every year I make out a list.
Yes.
Christmas 2024 with everybody's names and what I got everybody so I can keep track. Because I know my mom has done that several times where she would get somebody something and get them the same thing the next year because she forgot. But anyways, I was looking at my list today and I cannot believe it's been a whole year since I gave someone like a certain gift I saw. I'm like, I can't believe it's been a year since I gave him that. It seems like it's just been a few months.
Yes,
it's insane.
Yeah.
So crazy.
And it's interesting too because we can even do that with cards. If you save your cards and then realize, that's the same birthday card you got me last year. Are you sure? Because you like it so much, right? And you give it again, and it's like, oh man.
Yeah, well, I get a little concerned about that with Christmas cards because a lot of times the boxes that I would get would have 4 designs in it, right? And then I'd be like, I start to write out one. I'm like, oh no, I want to give this one to that person. And then the next year I'd be like, oh crap, which one did I give them? I don't want to give them the same one 2 years in a row. I had some Grinch cards that I sent out to the kids.
Oh, that's
and there was
cute.
like 4 different ones in there. So then the second year, because there's not that many kids, but there's a lot in the box. And then the next year I was like, I want to send them a Christmas card again. And I'm looking through there and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know which one I sent them last year. Because you send them the same one 2 years in a row and people are going to be like, are you okay, Mom? Do we need to, see somebody? You're getting forgetful. But it's not like that at all.
I just like the card so much.
I know, really. I know. Yeah, but it's ridiculous, the price of cards.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Well, we did something we haven't done in a long time. We finally got our family photo done. And
nice.
Just because our local library, it's a neighborhood library. It looks like a castle because it's old. It's this is an old neighborhood, revolutionary time, and so it's they have this, I mean, and it's just beautiful, all the woodwork, and they have a huge fireplace. So they decorate, and they're like, hey, you know what, for our patrons, why don't they come in? You can take your family pictures. And so, we did this, we scheduled like 10-minute slots. You go in, and now, because everyone has cell phones, no more photographer, you don't need to wait. And so it's like, we'll help you. The staff will take your phones and help take pictures. And so we did that as a family. We went and had the family pictures taken, and so then I had them printed up. So that's going to be the Christmas cards this year. So if y'all want to get on my email or Ruth's email or Christmas card list, mine and Ruth, you need to message us and let us know what your address is.
I know, I'm going through my list, and a lot of people have moved in the last year, and I don't have their new address.
Yes, right? Isn't that true? Have you noticed that? So many people have moved.
And I had the problem the year before, because last year I got a bunch that were returned because it was the wrong address, but I didn't know.
Yeah. Right? Oh my goodness.
Then I had one lady who got her card over a year later. It was like a year and a half later, and it was in this big envelope from the post office with a letter explaining, we're really sorry, but somehow it got lost or whatever, and the envelope was all ripped up, and it was, yeah.
That's wow. I would just keep that one. I was look at a scrapbook or something, and it's like, wow, that doesn't happen every day. It's the card that kept on giving.
I like it when you can track your stuff,
Oh yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah. But thank you, Ruth, for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. And let's see, next, not this weekend, but the weekend after, we'll have the spiritual message circle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to that. I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to their end of 2025 message. That's what I think.
Well, what's interesting is that this is why a lot of us, I feel, it hit me this morning, is that, we just had to get to December, right? How many of us have felt that as soon as we hit fall? I just got to get to December. Because the 2026 energies started already. And this is why it's like, ooh, we're happy. We love this time. Most of you, it should be a very joyful, peaceful time. Yes. Let's make sure it is for everyone that we come across, and then just watch how it just carries through 2026. But I feel that it already has started. It's amping up, the crescendoing. Ooh, it's already started.
Good.
It's already started. And so it's feel that, guys. Feel it. It's amping up. It feels so good. Can make you, a little crazy, because like I told my husband earlier, I was like, I have so much energy today. I don't know if I'm going to paint the house, redecorate, tear something apart, redo it, or I was bouncing so much that I start one project, didn't finish it yet, go to another one, and I'm like, oh crap, let me go back and finish this. And I'm like, oh, the energy stopped, slowing down. Okay, let me finish this, then go back and finish this.
I want that energy for this.
But it's like I started something, I had the little ladder out so I could, and then I left it there because I'm like, oh my gosh, look at you, crazy woman. You got to finish what you started. And I'm like, it's these energies. I was like, whoa. So that's how it was for me today.
That is awesome.
But it's like, yeah. And that's why I was like, oh, wow, here we go. That's awesome. So I just felt like it's already started, but maybe we haven't felt it yet. And as we get into it, we'll realize that it really did start in December. So,
yeah. Well, I felt it ramp up around 4 p.m. and it got like super intense. I had to go sit down. Then I got these horrible stomach cramps and really nauseous. And I was like, okay, this is going to go away because I'm doing my show tonight.
Yeah.
Then I thought, I wonder if Tiffany's feeling crappy like that too.
Yeah, because we usually, I did. But then it was like, when you put your hands and go, okay, what's going on? Usually stomach for me is earthquake.
Oh.
And so did Japan just have a couple of days ago, another huge earthquake. And they're happening all over. And so it had, of course, we're changing. This planet is changing, and the shifting and the changing, and there's chaos and rebirth.
Yes.
And so it's these things have to happen. And yeah. So we can feel it. Most women, all right, you're going to feel that in your womb. We have sacred wombs, which are portals, by the way. So we're going to feel Mother Earth's, this planet, this realm's womb change as well. It's not just matching up the heartbeat with this planet, but those of us who, the womb workers, the womb man, they left the B off, by the way. We have womb, WOMB. MAN, we're the wombs, we have, all right, the sacred womb. So we are feeling and we are connected to this planet as well. And there is a lot of, and I know Linnell, she does a lot of this work too. So I know she knows exactly what I'm talking about. And I know you do too. So this is where we feel it. So just maybe for the other women too, who maybe are feeling sudden, just, you'll stop and go, what is that? What, is it a contraction? Or what is that? What is that pain? What is that? So it doesn't last long, but you will feel it. And it's like, and then it just kind of eases up and goes. That, if you consider yourself to be connected to nature, to spirit, to nature, to the elementals, to this planet, then guess what? That's what you're feeling.
Yeah, and it just hits you super fast, but then it's gone just as fast.
Right. It doesn't last long, but it's just as a reminder, like, woo, we're all feeling it.
Yeah, but it can really overwhelm you for a couple of minutes there.
Yeah.
Knock you down a little, but I felt a whole lot better after.
Good. Yeah. If I find if it's just sit down, take some deep breaths, it really helps move it along too. Just sit down, take some deep breaths, go drink some water, and it's like, okay, it's over. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're out of time, Tiffany.
Yeah, I know. We are. No.
Thank you so much for being here. It's always a joy and a pleasure when you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank all of you for being here and watching. Join all of our shows next week. Sounds like there's going to be some Christmas activities going on. I'll be having my Christmas show on Wednesday. So join me for that. And I'm going to send out some information this week so you guys can see what's up with that. And it's still a work in progress, but everybody have a wonderful week. Come back on Sunday for Tiffany's amazing show, and then the rest will follow. And don't forget, Melissa has her show Friday, correct?
Yes, yeah, I was going to say, yeah. Melissa, yeah.
Yeah, Melissa
has her show on 12/12.
Oh, is it 12? I didn't even realize. Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
I know, right? Melissa's going to have the 12/12 show. So.
That's pretty cool.
All right, love.
Well, thank you all for being here. Yeah. I love you all. Good night, everybody.
Night.